Hi ladies and gentlemen, 𝐌𝐮𝐬𝐤 𝐔𝐬𝐞𝐝 here. Today I decided to actually do a book review. It's a book review, well, it's a book basically written by Richard Templar. I've read Richard Templar Rules of Management about 2 years ago. Then I read this book last year, The Rules of Wealth by Richard Templar. Now I'm rereading it. So basically the reason I'm rereading this book is because it's a simple way of going about your journey towards wealth, because he breaks it down into various segments. So the first rules speak about what money is, what wealth is, and what wealth means to certain people, and how as individuals we should not be stifled by society's doctrine of what wealth is and what wealth should mean to the rest of us. And also we shouldn't be stifled by our experience of money. Then the second part or segment of the book speaks to the implementation. So how do you actually make money and get rich, basically, and follow your dreams in the process. And what's key about this particular book is its simple lessons. It's a book that you can read 5 rules per day, because literally a rule takes 2 pages. One rule takes 2 pages. That's how simple it is to read and follow this book. And so if you decide that every day you want to read 5 rules, that's literally 10 pages per day. And it's around, let's see how many pages. Just under 260 pages. Meaning in 26 days you can actually finish this book, which is a month, which is basically what is recommended. They say that most readers actually read like a book a month on average. So it's something that you can do with. But he also gives you some practical advice and practical ways of testing yourself upon the route. So he speaks about debt management, then debt closure, and it encourages you not to actually have debt in the process if you can help it. Of course, we live in a practical and real world, and sometimes we can't help but have debt for particular circumstances. But he does guide you into putting yourself in a situation where you don't necessarily need to use a credit card or go about applying for a loan. And we've heard this from many a financial speaker or financially literate individual. We've heard that basically you need to save and have an emergency fund. That way you can avoid basically having to borrow money. And he touches on an emergency fund. He touches on building investments. He touches on various kinds of investments. And I love Richard Templar because he speaks from not an expert level, but from a lay person's level. So anyone who reads the book can literally understand what he says. He also puts in a lot of humor in the book. So, you don't get bored necessarily going through and reading some of these rules. And that's the nice and great part about this entire book. So it's all good. It's all great. So I encourage you as my followers and as people who are watching this video to read this particular book. It basically makes you reminisce about the days. If you're already out of debt, it makes you reminisce about those days, but be glad that you are no longer in the days where you don't have direction, you don't have a well written out plan, you don't know how to budget, you don't know, you are stuck in debt frivolously. And he also touches on certain key aspects such as enjoying your money even whilst you are chasing the dream of getting out of debt. So he speaks about actually not stifling or burdening yourself and living to the extent that all you do is focus solely. I'm closing my eyes to express that I'm focusing solely on this particular vision, whereas you could go beyond that, and actually not say that you're not going to have a cup of cappuccino until you are done, or until you are out of debt, which wouldn't make sense. So rather, instead of having 4 cups of cappuccino per week, you can have 1. Therefore, you still enjoy things that you do love, just like a diet, right? if in a diet you say that you're not gonna eat anything sugary at all, and that's how you start, the likelihood of a relapse is there. So with financial aspects, the likelihood of a relapse into debt is also there if you literally gonna say, I'm not gonna have ice cream until I'm debt free, whereas ice cream is something that you love, or chocolates, or flowers, or whatever the case may be. So go out and actually purchase this book. Any exclusive books, any CNA. By the way, I'm not getting royalties from this. So Richard, Mr. Templar, you should really start actually making me earn, because you also speak about a lot about passive income, and you make a lot of the examples in there as well. So this should be my way of getting some royalties for promoting your book. Free marketing here. But peace out, ladies and gentlemen. Readers are leaders.